Huh? Yeah.
Why don't you put an introduction on there?
All right, listen.
No, it's straight hood. You don't need no intro. We know who you are. Who are you?
Margaret Johnson.
Barbara! Camera working, mine don't. What's up with that?
And who are you?
You said, who are you?
I'm Bumpy Johnson's granddaughter now. That's tough enough for you?
Introduce yourselves.
I heard you got your only ass whipping.
I got my only ass whipping. Uncle Bumpy caught me on 7th Avenue, 135th Street, smoking cigarettes, cursing at people. I turned around, he's like, come here. Then he said, what you doing smoking cigarettes? I said, I wasn't really smoking, I was just holding it for him. He said, where you get cigarettes from? I said, I found them. He said, since when you start finding cigarettes and matches too? I was like, whoa, okay. Snatched me in the car, took me home, whipped my ass, gave me to my mother. She whipped my ass for making him have to beat my ass. What does that say?
Okay. Now, what's next?
Yeah, what you want us to talk about now?
What you want to talk
Let me
about?
tell you about how when I was christened, both of my godparents was in jail. Not just my Uncle Bumpy and my godmother was in jail. So what does that tell you about me and my family?
Jail going motherfuckers.
What about you?
What about
You.
What about me?
What you got to say?
She was bad.
I don't know. I haven't read the script.
You got to write a script for what?
She was bad. The whole time growing up, she was bad. She tried to be Bumpy Johnson Jr. at the tender age of 14.
Yeah, I went to jail when I was 14 years old, and Daddy left me in there about 4 days longer than I was supposed to be in there. And then he came down there, threw me in the car, whipped my butt.
She rather
And
stay
then
in
he had the
jail.
nerve. Then he had the nerve to tell me, "I left you in there to teach you a lesson."
Yep.
I said, "You the biggest damn gambling and hustler in Harlem, and you left me in jail to teach me a lesson." What's that say for him?
Yup. But see, what does that say for you? Because you rather stay in jail than go home and face the consequences. I ain't mad with you. I would have too.
Remember the time I went down in the village and stayed out all night long. I was about 15, no, I was 14. I stayed out all night long. And I was going home about the time when Daddy got up, like he get up like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was going to sneak back in the house, and it was already 5 o'clock. I said, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble."
Dead in the water.
Wait a minute. Then I went over to St. Vincent's Hospital and told them I had amnesia.
I remember that. I remember that.
I
He's like, who am I? Where am I?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know who I am. And shit. They found my ID in my pocket. And they called the house. Daddy came down to St. Vincent's Hospital, put a 38 to my head, and he said, "Bitch, do you know who you are now?" And I started hollering, "Yes, Daddy! Yes, Daddy! I know! Daddy!" Got another ass whipping on the way uptown with that one. Him and Uncle Judy in the
He
car.
used to always get the only ass whipping. But then it was like, but you know I love you. I'm not, it hurts me when it hurts you.
But would never say I'm sorry, always took you shopping. Yeah. Always took you shopping. Never said I'm sorry. Like the time when he thought I took $1,000 from the number money. I said, well, I counted it out. He said, well, it's $1,000 short. He came in my room, tore the whole room up, flipped the mattress, everything. I said, Daddy, I didn't take any money. Why I need to take money? You give me money all the time. So he's like, yeah. Well, I don't know, maybe you was greedy this time. So I said, well, what the heck? He whipped my ass all over my damn bedroom that night, right? I'm black and blue. Okay. Next morning, get up. I said, oh shit. I thought I was going to get another ass whipping, right? Okay. He said, get up, get dressed, we're going out. I said, okay. I ain't going to say no then. So I got up, got dressed, got in the car. We got in the car. Like I said, he never said I'm sorry. So we get in the car, we riding downtown. I said, well, where are we going? And he said, we're going shopping. And I said, oh. He said, oh, by the way, I took the $1,000 out of the number money and went to the racetrack.
Oh, shit, he found out what he doing?
Yes. He said, I forgot I took it from the number money instead of my personal money.
I thought I was the only princess. We used to have a Lincoln Continental with the doors open like that. I thought I was big shit riding around in Lincoln. Black on black and black. Remember that? I thought you would have got the car when he died.
Great. I would have if maybe he hadn't given it to given it to. She sold it. Come to think of it. She sold everything. Remember, she didn't let anybody in the family have anything.
I thought sure you was gonna be driving now. Say, hey, we're gonna be riding for real now.
Hey, I was old enough.
Yeah,
She
you was old enough.
Maybe wouldn't have anything. Maybe took it all and couldn't even drive.
I remember the day when he came and got me and my mother. We was living in our father had died. We was living with one of her friends. We had a room for there. And he came home from jail and he went to Lennox Terrace and he got his apartment, he got my mother's apartment, and he put us on the right across from Junior. He said, if anything, y'all need anything and I'm not around, this is my man right here. That was how we got to Lennox Terrace. It's about moving on up.
And then he still had another apartment up on Hamilton Terrace where he did his dirt.
Hamilton Terrace?
Yeah, he had one up there. Got Comedy Avenue on Hamilton Terrace. I used to go up there all the time. Again, I went with him everywhere.
I remember he bought me my first English racer. I had a black on black, in black, English racer. 3-speed. I thought I was a cat's meow. Couldn't tell me nothing. What? And back then, you could leave your bike anywhere. I wouldn't think nothing of getting off my bike, leaving it, going in the store, and nobody messing with it. Nowadays, you can't even take it in the store with you because they'll take it from you.
Yeah, no, times really have changed. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened to Daddy if he had lived now.
You know what I think?
I think somebody would have killed him.
I think both of our lives would have been different if say, my father and Uncle Bumpy had been alive in our formative years. I think we would have taken different paths, made different choices. I really do.
Yeah, it would have been a lot better.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but after that, it was.